guys, hello. Welcome on into another episode of Bar Talk. This episode is different, and you might ask why. Well, I'm riding solo today, all right? It is just me. And that is for a number of different reasons, which I will get into. But if you guys see, if you're watching, fantastic. If you're listening, great. If you're watching, I have kind of a little bit of a different setup today. It's kind of the same, but just I made my dad come over and I made him hang up some things. And now you hear the fire, and I'm so excited to burn this. Let's see if this works. Or I'm just going to light my fingers on fire. Uh-oh. Oh, God, I think I might. Definitely almost light that on fire. Ooh, cute. All right. Love this new candle that I have. It's Light Your Way. It's a small business company out of Minnesota. And this is their orchard one that has this like really cool wick burning material to it. I love it. Some bright apples, orange peel, and wine to it. I love it so much. I ordered like a bunch of their fall candles because it's fall and every basic white girl needs a candle. And I figured why not support local? So I love them, guys. Go ahead and check them out at Light Your Way Candles. You can find them on Instagram and on Facebook. Super affordable, super cute, all made with essential oils and soy wax. So they are fantastic. Okay, guys, so I wanted to jump on here really quick because a few of the guests that we have lined up are just coming a little bit later in the month, but I wanted to get on here to kind of chat with you guys and see, just kind of let you know like what's kind of going on. I have some really good news, some personal good news. I'm going back to work. I just got the news about like a week and a half ago, so I was just had to do some sanitation training and had to renew my server safe certification. So I did that training last night. It's 3 hours and it's painful, but but we have to do what we have to do. And it was really nice to just be back in the restaurant. So for those of you who don't know, I work at Pizzeria Portofino, and I've stopped back in there, a time or two, but haven't worked there since March 13th. It was a Friday. And I had the most lovely two customers there. They were visiting from San Diego, husband and a wife. They were, I think they were cops, and they were just really nice. And they were like my last customers there. And now I'm going back, and I could not be more excited. I miss my Portofino family. I miss the restaurant. And that was the other reason why I wanted to come on here too, is to let you guys know things might be a little bit different moving forward as I try to, figure out my schedule. I get to figure out like what my new norm is on top of like continuing to do this with you guys. So just be patient with me as I try to navigate this and time management, all of this moving forward. But I promise you, like, I love this. Obviously, it's kind of why I'm doing it. And I will be here, and the guest will be coming, the drinks will be flowing, the conversation will be here. I promise you. But it just might be a little bit different as I try to figure this out. So I ask of you to please be patient with me as my new normal kind of begins. So just to go over like some restaurant stuff, because it's what I do, it's what I love. And obviously, even though this pandemic started back in March and we are now in October and things are kind of getting better, but we're kind of not sure. And summer's kind of come to a close. I wanted to come on here and kind of like express to you guys what goes on in a restaurant that maybe you guys aren't fully aware of. And it's something we all love to go out, we all love to dine, we all love to eat. And I want to explain to you like this, we call them steps of service that we provide our customers, the steps of service that we give to you guys, and how they've kind of changed because of this, virus. And I want to explain that to you guys. So when you're going out to eat and you're sitting there and maybe you're getting a little frustrated as to why your server isn't coming, so fast. Why are your drink tickets taking so long? Why isn't your food coming out in time? Just know that your server, your bartender, the food runners, the bus boys are going above and beyond to give you the service that you need. I've worked in the restaurant industry for 7 years, and I didn't realize that I was kind of like OCD and paranoid working in a restaurant until kind of the pandemic happened. And then people started talking about the way they were like taking care of themselves and cleaning and whatnot. And I was like, I've been doing this the entire time, but let me kind of break that down for you and what that means. So I don't go to work with my work clothes on. I don't go in naked. I have a change of clothes, meaning I have a change of clothes so that when I leave work, I change out of my clothes. Because think about it, like the bacteria, or what is also known as like a pathogen, it can be on your clothes. So why would I be in my house with my work clothes on to then get in my car, to then drive to work, to then work all day and be around so many different people, to then get back in my car, to then get back in my house and sit on my couch? Like, if you think about it, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting to think about being in a restaurant, working in a restaurant, being around all that different people, touching different things, all of that stuff. And I'm saying this to you guys not to like gross you out, but like I just want you to be aware of like what is going on with these servers and like what's going on in the restaurant industry, because like, guys, they're still suffering. Okay. Like I went in today and it was lunch, and they didn't have a lot of covers, and it broke my heart. But that's the reality that we face. So I'm saying this to you guys to like, for you to understand, and, just to kind of open your eyes a little bit. We do have some other talking points I want to go over. I do want to talk about sports and kind of like what's next with us. So just like stay tuned with me. I'm not going to talk about like my dirty clothes. That's just weird, but that's also what it is. Another thing, you will probably see that some servers will wear gloves. The city mandated it a while back. They took that mandate off, so servers don't have to wear gloves anymore. But before you put your gloves on, you have to wash your hands. Now, you might be thinking, why would I wash my hands when I'm putting on gloves? Well, think about it. If you have dirty hands and you touch the outside of the glove, that will be touching the outside of the drink, outside of the food, outside of you cleaning the table. Well, the gloves are dirty. So you need to wash your hands before you put the gloves on. And then after you take the gloves off, you have to wash your hands again. And then you go and do what you are meant to do. So there are a lot of steps of service that need to be taken. And just remember that at the end of the day, your safety is the restaurant's top priority. We want our customers to come back. We want them to come back, with a smile on their face, knowing that they're going to have a full belly and, maybe a good buzz on, or, they'll be happy with dessert or whatever it is today. That's what we want. So just know that it may seem frustrating, and I understand that, and also everyone's a little bit shorter staffed because you're bringing back people in certain capacities. You can't bring back your full staff. Like, there are veteran, servers that I know at, some of the Let Us Entertain You restaurants that still are not back, guys. Like, I know it seems like we've come a long way, but there are still people hurting, and there are still people suffering. And just know that, like, just be patient. That's all I ask is, be patient. Believe me, I know it's not easy. I know it's hard. It's something that I have been asking God and the universe to help me out with, because I'm not always the most patient person. I try to be. I get it. Sometimes it gets the best of us, but that is what it is. Okay, so on to a different note today. So I had to do my sanitation training today, and I start back up later this week. This episode will be dropping Thursday. But I, laying in bed last night trying to find, what show to watch. And so I watched The American Murder, which, like, that man deserves to just like rot in hell. Like, I don't even know. I think like hell might be too nice for him. Like, I don't even know what's worse than hell, but whatever's worse than hell, like, that person deserves to go to. But that's not the reason why I'm talking about this. The reason why I'm talking about Netflix is because I started watching Emily in Paris. And at first I watched the first like 10 minutes of it and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch this. Her voice is bothering me. She's very like high pitch. But I saw so much of it on Twitter that I was like, okay, fine, I'll like rewatch it after I finish watching American Murder. And I watched it and was like, oh my God, I love this. It made me want to go back to Paris so bad. If you ever decide to go to Paris, suggestions, one, go in the off season. Paris is still as beautiful as it is. I went in December 2 years ago for my birthday. And guys, I got a round trip flight for like $500 from Chicago to Paris. Yes. Okay. No, I did not sit first class. I don't need to sit first class. I just need to get from point A to point B. Okay. And that's what I did. And I'm pretty sure I had a bag full of just shoes because like I'm that extra. And like, you know what? When in Paris, every day is a fashion show. And I wanted to make sure every day was a fashion show. Again, this is not the reason why I'm talking about this. The reason why I'm talking about this is because Emily in Paris inspired me to drink wine for lunch today, which is also why we're doing this show, because I was drinking wine earlier today at 3:00, maybe a little bit earlier. But yeah, like the sitting at the cafes, the smell of smoke from random strangers blowing in your face, drinking afternoon wine, which would be white wine. I just loved it so much. And now it just makes me want to go to Paris. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's pivot. No more Paris talk because it's just going to make me sad and it's going to make me want to go there. And I can't. Okay. So let's talk sports really quick. Baseball, guys. I am really sad. I'm very sad. It was a rough day for Chicagoans, you know? Cubs lost. I mean, don't really care about them, but like, I mean, I kind of care, but not really. Okay. Maybe not. Anyways, the reason why I'm really sad is because my White Sox lost. And for anyone who watched game 3 versus Oakland, like it was a disaster, just like a disaster. And, you know, I'm always trying to find the silver lining to everything that happens. And, you know, there's a reason the White Sox didn't win this year. And my silver lining for why I'm happy they didn't win is I want to be in the stadium when they win the World Series. I can't do that if they win in 2020. Okay. So I am telling myself that it's okay. That it's okay. But let's also talk about the fact that if Ricky Renteria isn't demoted or let go. I hate talking about like guys getting fired because it is their livelihoods at the end of the day. And like no one should ever wish that upon anyone. But let's just say there were some poor decision making on his end that maybe could have been fixed. That it, I just, oh, that's Chicago for you. A little something in the background. Hold on. We're back. I had to stop. There was some sort of ambulance, fire truck, something that the audio was picking up. So we're back. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, yes. Okay. The White Sox. Ricky Renteria. It was just very poor decision making. And I think it's something that White Sox fans have watched all season long, where we're all kind of we're all just like scratching our heads and we don't really understand. And I always have to tell myself, like, there's clearly something that like these guys got to know more than I do if you're in that job position. But it's just like, I don't like, why even start a pitcher if you're going to take them out like instantly? Like it makes no sense to me. And then you go through all these pitchers before the 4th inning. And then what? You're going to potentially put in like Keuchel and Giolito? Like, no, because the goal is to win and you need them for the next series. So here are my predictions. I think Ricky is still going to stay with the White Sox. I don't think he will be the manager next year. I think they still need Ricky in the clubhouse because I just think he has like a really good relationship with those guys, and the fact that he is bilingual. He, you know, talks to a lot of the Cuban players, and because the White Sox are such a predominantly Cuban team, like they still need that. But my prediction, and I feel like Sox fans have talked about it, and I just got a feeling I can honest to God see Ozzie Guillen coming back as the manager of the White Sox. I have no confirmed sources. I have talked to no one about this, but I have a feeling that he could be back, and here is why. Ozzy has been doing the MLB pre and post game shows with NBC Chicago with Chuck Garfinkel, and he's been doing it with Chuck, and he has definitely made comments that are not there are a lot of those like underlying comments where it's not the way he says it, but it's how he's saying it. And they're very like slided across the table. Like, yeah, he could do that, but I probably would have done that. And he's done that a lot. And as the season's kind of gone on, we've seen that with Ozzy kind of saying it again. And even like Frank Thomas, like, I don't know. Not that I'm saying I don't think Frank would be a manager. I just don't. But like, how awesome would it be if Ozzy came back and Ozzy Guillen was the manager that won the World Series again? I don't know the stat. I don't know if any manager has done that, has like won and then come back like 10 to 15 years later, and or even at this point it's 16 hopefully if we win the following year or whatever. But I don't know if that's been done. And I think what we saw this last season is the foundation is there. The back, like, I just God, I can't, I honestly, I just get like, I'm just like a little overwhelmed because I just get so excited. Like, just like, I'm like watching it in my head. So I'm now trying to like verbalize it to you guys. But there's a lot of great things that this team has. I think we need to pick up another pitcher in the offseason. There's no questions asked. There are just some guys that just haven't like panned out, I think, the way that we thought. I love our bullpen. We need to stay healthy. We've been hitting the crap out of the ball. So, I hope that all of the guys just kind of like, build off of the momentum this year and take it into next year. Like, this is a weird year. Like, it wasn't a full season. Obviously, whatever team wins, you still win the World Series. It's obvious it's going to be weird, but I have high hopes for this team moving forward. If the front office doesn't fix something, let me put it this way. I would be shocked if the front office didn't do something about this. Like you can't have a dynamite roster the way that the White Sox do and not want to fix it. That is my thought on the White Sox. So, I'm really sad that we're not celebrating more October baseball. You know, but I got high hopes, guys. Like, I know it's sad, I know it's frustrating, but for any of my, Sox fans listening to this right now, I really do think there is a lot to be grateful for. I think we have a hell of a upcoming year to look forward to. Like, I really do. And I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like when we can finally be in that ballpark again, like, that team's going to be even more electric than they already have been. You think about it, they've been creating their own energy. Like, you forget, like, for anyone that has played any type of sports, you feed off of the crowd. You do. Like, yes, you create your own energy, but there is also something about the energy that a crowd gives to you too. And can you imagine that first day back in Comiskey? I'm not going to call it Guaranteed Rate Field. It will always be Comiskey Park. Okay, I'm from Bridgeport. That's what we call it. But the first day we can go back into Comiskey, guys, like, oh, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, next talking point of sports, and then we are going to end on a really interesting conversation I had with a friend earlier this week. Okay, let's talk about them Bears. So our Bears right now are 3-1, and everyone is acting like we are 0-4. Guys, we won 3 games. We lost to the Colts. But I think if we've realized anything, we've realized that It's not Mitch, guys. He's not the problem. I get it. As football fans, it's easy to point the finger at the guy who has the most notoriety, and the guy who has the most notoriety on every team is always the QB. You know, like there are exceptions, but obviously that's the guy that kind of gets the blame firsthand. But we've seen Mitch do some good things. And then we've seen him do some bad things, but we've also seen him make some throws. Obviously, he's not the perfect guy, but there was not great play calling. Like our defense actually did really well against the Colts. So, you know, I don't know what is going to come up this week, but when I was watching the game on CBS on Sunday, one of the announcers made a really sorry guys, I live in Pilsen now and they just love to rev their cars. I don't know if you heard that. Anyways, so back to my point. So I was listening to the game on Sunday, and one of the announcers, it was Greg Gumbel and someone else, I can't remember who it was, said when you have two quarterbacks, you actually don't have one. And I thought that was a really interesting comment because, you know, for anyone who follows football, you know, the backup's the backup, and there's nothing wrong with being the backup. Like you still have a job, like your job's a little different, but these are like two kind of, you know, big name guys, so to speak, like Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky. And when you're putting both of your time into both of them, you're not giving all of your time to one of them, which means that you're kind of getting like a 50% quarterback instead of getting a 100% quarterback. And that's the problem. Like, and I think we all kind of knew this was going to be the problem coming in. Um, you don't just get Nick Foles and sit him. Like, the man won a Super Bowl, for the love of God. Like, we just knew. But what does that mean moving forward? Honestly, I don't know. Like, and I think that, you know, maybe Nagy's not as great as we thought he was. Maybe the play calling isn't as fantastic as we hoped it could be. But I'm telling you, like, things need to be kind of fixed sooner rather than later. And that's the frustrating part with football. Like we just saw, like, Bill O'Brien got fired with the Texans after going 0-4. And I think Bill O'Brien's a good coach, but like it just like it didn't work. And you got to make it work. And the problem with football sometimes is like it's you know, kind of like, whereas baseball, you have time to kind of let things marinate, to let systems get figured out. Football, you don't. Football, you have, I think we're having 14, there's 16 weeks, you know, like you don't have all that time and that luxury like baseball does. Football is short, it's precise, it needs to be consistent. And that's what we need to see out of the Bears. And we haven't seen that in quite a while, to be honest. But again, we're playing Tampa Bay Thursday, which means we're playing Tampa Tom. And we'll see what that looks like. I mean, I get everyone thinks Tampa is great because Tom Brady's there, but like they're still struggling too. Like obviously they just got to they're, you know, coming into this week winning the last two games. So it's, you know, they kind of have more of the momentum right now, but we'll see how it goes. We'll be home, so that's always a good thing. So I don't know about the Bears, guys. I don't know. They frustrate me. You know, they frustrate my dad. But they really frustrate me. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about, guys, is a little bit different than I think what we've probably normally talked about on here, but we're going to talk about control. And I had a really interesting conversation with my friend Erin this past week. And actually it was Erin, it was my girlfriend Jenna, and it was my cousin Terry Ann, about control and about the need to be in control, but also loving the feeling of being out of control. And I don't know about you guys, but like I'm a bit type A. Don't know if you figured that out by now. I am and I'm not. So that's kind of the weird part about this. So because of what I do, because of like me doing this and like pursuing this like kind of crazy dream and like still working towards like goals and ambitions that I have for, you know, myself personally, the show, I need to be type A to get shit done and to get things done on time. And that means being a bit of a control freak. So, when I'm starting something, like I'm starting it at this time, and everything needs to just be like on time and like in an orderly fashion. But then there's like this other side of me that when I don't have to worry about that, I am the most carefree, nonchalant, like truly don't give a fuck human being. And that's a weird balance to have, because these are like two, I feel like the movie Inside Out, where like you have all those like personalities inside of you, where like one's happy, one's sad, one's anxious, one's this, one's that. Like, so I have these like two people that are like a part of me and a part of who I am. And I'm trying to figure out how they can like live cohesively together, because it's not easy. And I hope so the reason I'm bringing this up is, one, I hope that this translates, or it can relate to you, or it helps you in some way. But I'm still trying to figure it out. And control is such an interesting thing, because God, I mean, I don't even know. Like I wrote about it. Like, I'm not gonna read it all, because like it's my journal. It's between me and myself and I. But it's just like it's so interesting. I'm a big believer in God winks. I'm very spiritual. So and basically what a God wink is like, it's like getting a sign, and the signs are always around you. Sometimes we just have our like blinders on, but if you take your blinders off and open up, like the signs are always there. You kind of just need to see it a little bit, but I had a God wink sign about control, about maybe a little over a week ago. And, I was kind of battling with some personal things myself about like, you know, being in control and not being in control, and, trying to do something where you feel like you've done everything. And then when you've done everything you've done, there's really nothing left for you to do. And, I'm working on something right now, let's just say. And there's honestly nothing left for me to do. Like, I have done everything that I can do. I'm still going to work hard and I'm still going to do my thing. But like at the end of the day, like I kind of just have to let go. And that is always easier said than done a million times, like it's easy to be like, you just kind of got to like be yourself and just la-di-da, and like it'll happen when it's meant to happen. But to truly like live by those words and to follow through with that is not easy. I little over a year ago got my first tattoo. And it was also kind of, it's funny, like the more I'm thinking about this, it was about control again. And being at times such a control freak is a good thing, but then at times it's not a good thing, because when you're so worried about being in control, you miss out on some of the most beautiful moments in life that are just meant to happen whenever, wherever, and there's no rhyme or reason. But you just kind of have to go with the flow with it. But one of my mentors has this saying called bees to honey. And basically what that means is, if you ever just watch honey is its natural, sweet, authentic self. Honey doesn't go chasing. Honey doesn't go forcing things to happen, doesn't go, expecting people to come its way. Honey just focuses on being honey. And when honey is honey, bees come buzzing. And I got it tattooed on me. No, can't really pull it up, but it's right there. My sister designed it. It says bees to honey. And it was the reminder to myself that, the honey is what I can control, and I can control my natural, sweet, authentic self. I can't control if the bees come buzzing, but I can control the honey. And it's been kind of my motto that I've kind of lived by for the last, I'd say, I don't know, 12, 15 months. And I love it. And sometimes you need a reminder that like you can just be your honey, just be honey baby. So I guess this is a little reminder to you, to all of you guys. I don't know if anyone deals with feeling the need to always be in control, or even sometimes when you're out of control, still feeling like you need to be in control. um I'm still trying to figure out how those two people can live together cohesively. um and the one thing that I've been doing, which is so embarrassing, but I don't care. um I have been playing a lot of music lately and just letting myself dance like a freaking wet noodle. Like I look like the blow up thing outside the car sales shop. I can't believe I'm sharing this. No, but so I've been doing that, and so I've just been like dancing in my house like crazy. Like Machine Gun Kelly just came out with a new album called Tickets to My Downfall, and I can't stop listening to it. It brings me back to like my sophomore junior year of high school, like going all-time low concerts at like the House of Blues, like, and just being like a gross kid and like sweating to like head banging music and like being thrown in mosh pits. I was too afraid to get thrown in mosh pits because of my teeth. But all my friends did. I didn't do it. But okay, the reason why I'm saying this is because when I dance, I feel so out of control. And it's great. So like I just kind of like let myself be out of control, and I like let myself dance like an absolute buffoon, and it's been so great. What have been some other songs I've listened to? Oh, Earth, Wind and Fire, the 21st of September, like I've been dancing to that. Lovin' on You by Luke Combs, like that's just like a really good one. I love Pitch Perfect, shamelessly. Don't care. I'm riffing. I've been listening to all of the like riff offs and the finals, like, and so I just like sing and dance to that like an absolute idiot, and that helps me feel out of control. I hope that one person can relate to this, because if not, I'm just gonna sound really fucking weird. And that's okay if I do, because I am weird and I'm just strange, and that's fine. But if you can relate to this, please let me know what are your like songs that you listen to like totally feel out of control. Um, I think it could be fun. Oh, another one. Higher Love by Tygo and Whitney Houston. Like, can't get enough of that shit. Like, just absolutely can't. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'll listen to that song till the day I die. Um, but yeah, okay. Where were we going? So, um, I don't know. I don't know if I even like fully like properly portrayed, communicated what I was trying to say. I hope you guys get it. If not, I'm sorry. Apparently I just needed to ramble today. But we are we'll be back. We do again, we have some guests coming up, obviously, because people are like kind of getting back to their normal schedules. And I'm getting back to my normal schedule. I'm still, it'll be difficult, we'll say, to, just like coordinate schedules, but we do have some guests coming. I promise you guys that. And I'm really excited. And they're a little bit all over the place. But as always, if you guys have a guest that you think would be, good for the show or has a great story to tell, like, you can always DM me. You can always shoot us an email, bartalkwithjenna@gmail.com. And I think that could be fun. But for now, just I'm going back to work, guys, and I can't believe it. And I won't lie, I was a little nervous. Um, for a few reasons, just because I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. But I think going in today and like seeing some of my coworkers, like I miss them, guys. Like I miss the commotion of a restaurant. I miss the busyness. there's such beauty. If anyone has worked in a restaurant, like, you know, the like love and appreciation you have for like your front of house staff and your back of house staff, and you realize like you need to be a well-oiled machine, because if not, like, you hit the iceberg, you know. And I'm very grateful to work with such a great well-oiled machine and work with some of like the best people in the industry. um so there's that. What else? So yeah, going back to work, schedule's going to be a little bit different. I'm still going to try and give these to you guys. So again, I just ask that you be patient with me as I try and figure this out and navigate this, my new normal now, which is continuing to do this and going back to work, and bartending at my family's bar. So it'll be a little bit different. Okay. So, and by different, I just mean, you know, it's going to be I just have to know how to manage my time, which I can do. I had at one point 4 jobs in college and was in college. Looking back today, I don't know how the hell I did that, but I was probably avoiding my problems. That's what I do. When I don't want to deal with problems, I just get another job. It's not healthy. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. I beg of you, don't do that. It's not smart. Okay, guys. I am going to cheers to you. Cheers to the lovely week ahead. And since we were talking about control, I hope you all take the time this weekend to be your own honey and let the bees come naturally buzz into you. Okay? All right, guys. We will see you next time, everyone. Take care.